I'm from Spain, but I've been living in the US for a while now, and honestly, my heart is kind of split in two. There are everyday things from Spain that I still miss so much, it hurts, but there are also things in the US that I've completely fallen in love with. So today, I am doing both sides, no sugarcoating, no picking favorites, just the truth from someone who lives between two worlds. Hola chicos, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna. I am originally from Spain, but I live in the US now. So today I want to share with you the everyday things I miss from Spain, as well as the things I've come to love about living here in the US. So let's dive in. Alright, let's start with everyday things I miss from Spain. So the first thing, and starting strong, are persianas. Okay, this one might sound silly if you're not from Spain, but persianas, those famous Spanish blackout blinds, I miss them so much. You can make your room pitch black in the middle of the day, which is amazing for sleeping in or taking a nap or just blocking the heat in the summer. In the US, you usually have curtains or flimsy blinds, and trust me, they do not compare. In fact, let me show you the blinds at my house here in the US so you know exactly what I mean. Okay, so these are the type of blinds that I have throughout our house. They are wood like this, like they are actually pretty sturdy, but even though you close them, they are not blackout. So I'm gonna show you here, I'm gonna close them all the way, and I mean, there's a lot of light still coming through. In Spain, you will pull them and they will become blackout, like the room is pitch black. Okay, now that I show you what I meant with the persianas, it is important to mention that no, we not only use them in Spain to take a nap, it is actually mostly for climate considerations. Summers in Spain can get really hot, so persianas act as a shield, blocking out direct sunlight, which helps keep the interior of the house cooler, and also for privacy and security, because unlike sheer curtains, persianas can be completely closed, blocking the view from outside. So yeah, I miss them. The second thing I miss is socializing. So social gatherings are a huge part of Spanish life. Spaniards are known for many things like taking naps, their love for paella, and their love for Rafa Nadal, but they are also known for their love of socializing and spending time with friends and family. And it's not just a weekend thing. In Spain, people are out and about Monday through Sunday. Even on a Tuesday night, you'll see families and friends having dinner together. The restaurants are full of life, kids playing outside, parents socializing with other parents, having a beer right by the playground, while the kids play. It's amazing. I miss that a lot. In the US, especially in the suburbs, socializing tends to happen more on the weekends. During the week, people, especially families, stick to work, school, and schedules, and it's much more common to stay indoors and not socialize. But obviously, if you're in a big city like New York and you're single, your life is gonna look different. But from my experience, I've lived in 3 different states with and without kids, and I see that pattern. During the week, after work, most people in the US drive home and either go to the gym or stay home. So I guess that I miss midweek spontaneous social events, your friend calling you at 5 or 6 p.m. saying let's get dinner, or let's grab a beer, a Coke at 6 p.m. I miss that a lot. The third little thing that I miss is fresh bread culture. I know it sounds silly, but in Spain it's completely normal to buy fresh bread every single day, and not because we are obsessed with carbs, okay? But because it's just part of life. The bakeries smell amazing. There are so many around your neighborhood. You can walk there, and the bread has that perfect crust and it's still warm when you get home. Also, it's very affordable, so it just makes sense to get fresh bread instead of, getting at the grocery store. I would say that here in the US, bread is mostly pre-packaged, sliced, and it lasts for days, which is super convenient, but it's not a fresh baguette, okay? Now, don't get me wrong, you can find baguettes at a bakery here in the US, but it has to be a very specific bakery, and also it's super expensive here. I went to get a couple baguettes the other day at this bakery in my town, and they were like $3 each. I was like, ouch, that hurts. I just spent $6 on 2 baguettes. And talking about bread, I miss going to a restaurant and getting a basket of bread for free. They don't do that here in the US, and if you ask for some bread, they will charge you like $5-6 easily for a basket of bread. So, conclusion, I miss bread, I miss carbs, okay? Alright, the fourth thing that I miss a lot is the walking lifestyle. So in Spain, I could walk pretty much anywhere to the grocery store, to meet a friend, to get a coffee. Daily life doesn't require a car. And here in the US, especially in suburban areas, I drive everywhere. You know, you see it on my daily vlogs on TikTok and Instagram Reels. I use them a car all the time. And even if something is a 5-minute walk, there's probably no sidewalk to get there. So I guess that goes hand by hand with the socialization part and a street culture. When you walk, chances are you're gonna see someone you know, a neighbor, an old friend, the owner of the local bakery. So by walking, you're also socializing, and I miss it a lot, to be honest. Alright, last but not least, I miss being close to family and being part of family events. Okay, I miss a lot of other things, like my dad's paella every Sunday, but I'm gonna stop on number 5 because otherwise this video will be 3 hours long. You guys know I like to yap. But in Spain, families often live near each other. Your parents, your siblings, cousins, all in the same town or just a short drive away. There's this village feeling, like you always have someone close by. However, in the US, it's common for all the siblings to live in completely different states and only see each other in big holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving. It makes me sad, to be honest. And of course there are exceptions, right? But it's a very different family dynamic than in Spain. Think that most Americans move away from home when they go to college and they are 18, which to me is bananas, right? It makes me sad. And I actually made a whole video on the culture shocks that I've experienced living here, so definitely check that one out. It's really interesting. I linked it on my description box, and it's also at the end of this video. And the last thing I want to say on this section is that I just miss being part of family events so much, and it's not even big events, right? It's the little things like my nephew's soccer matches or my niece's track and field meets or being there for their preschool graduations and birthdays. It hurts a lot seeing all your family together celebrating and you are on the other side of the world. You kind of feel guilty for not being there, especially during tough times like surgeries and things like that. It can feel very heavy sometimes, like the guilt is real, but that's life. I also have really good things here in the US, and I am super grateful that I can learn and live from 2 amazing different cultures and countries, which leads me to part 2, which is things I love about living in the US. So let's dive in. Okay, first things first, let's talk about something that the US does so well. It is convenience. You can get almost anything, anytime. Need milk at 11 p.m? No problem. You need a pharmacy at 2 a.m? There's one open. Drive-thrus for coffee, food, even banking. Sometimes it feels like life here is designed to make things as easy as possible. Sometimes I can order on Amazon at like 9 or 10 a.m. and have it by 4 p.m. It's seriously incredible. I love when I'm sick that I have the option to get my medicine through the drive-thru, so I don't even need to go inside the pharmacy and, you know, potentially get people sick too. I can just roll my window down and get my prescription. I think it's amazing. The second thing I really like about the US is the variety of food and cuisine. Okay, people get so much hate to the US. It is insane, but I have traveled across the country from north to south and from east to west, and the US is like a food world tour. Mexican, Thai, Korean barbecue, you name it. You can find all of those in one city. In Spain, we have amazing food. You guys know that I'm obsessed with Spanish food. I make a lot of recipes. You can find them on my channel, but the variety isn't always this huge. Here in the US, I've tried dishes that I didn't even know existed, and I've fallen in love with some that are now comfort foods for me, like pad thai and ramen bowl. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, fun story. I was in Bend, Oregon years ago. My husband and I went to visit my husband's aunt and uncle, and there was this random food truck, and it was pad thai. I'm telling you, I still dream of this pad thai, and it's been like 7 years. It was so good, you guys. All right, the third thing that I love is space and big houses. Okay, in Spain, space is a luxury, okay, and air conditioning too. But jokes aside, apartments or condos are super common and homes are more compact. In the US, even in the suburbs, houses are bigger, kitchens are huge, and you often have a yard. I never thought that I would care about counter space, but now I love it, okay? I can spread out when I cook without bumping into every single cabinet. I'm getting into gardening. I love having a laundry room. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I love the space. I love it, I love it, I love it. And since we're talking about space, I love that since the US is huge, every state feels like its own little world with its own food, culture, and landscape. You can go from beaches to mountains to desert, all in one country, and each place feels like completely different. I don't know, that sense of diversity is amazing to me. You can travel just a few hours and feel like you are in a whole new country. I mean, we have the Grand Canyon, the Niagara Falls, beautiful national parks in Utah, Arizona. You have places like Cape Cod in the East Coast, which, by the way, the lobster rolls there, 10 out of 10, obsessed. But you get it. It's just such a diverse country, and I personally love it. The next thing that I love is friendly small talk. Okay, it's something I didn't expect to love in the US. It is completely normal for a random person to compliment your outfit, your nails, literally anything. Like, you'll be getting a coffee and someone will come to you and say, I love your sweater, it's so cute. And you're like, thank you, like it makes my day. It doesn't happen often in Spain. Like, we don't give compliments that often. And I gotta say that at first it felt strange. I was like, is this person just saying it to say it? Like, are they being fake? Do they really mean this? And I think they do mean it. I said previously on my videos that Americans are super nice and kind, you guys, especially Midwesterns. I live in Kansas, and people here are just so sweet at the grocery store, at a coffee shop, anywhere. I find it super sweet. I love it. Another thing that I absolutely love about the US is the passion Americans have for sports. Whether it's professional leagues like the NFL or the NBA or even college sports, the love for sports here is on another level, you guys. Attending a game isn't just about watching, it's an experience. There's fireworks, music, cheering crowds. The energy is electric. My husband actually coaches college football, so going to those games have become one of my favorite things. The atmosphere is so vibrant and intense. The excitement is incredible. I just love it. And if you're coming to the US, just, for a random travel, you should go to either an NBA game, a baseball game, even though you don't understand the game, you need to experience it because, again, it's an experience that you will never forget. It's amazing. And last but not least, one of the most beautiful things about living in the US is the sense of possibility. There is this feeling that you can reinvent yourself at any age, try a new career, start a new business, or move to a totally different state just because you want to. That kind of open door mindset is really inspiring, and I just really love the endless possibilities. Like, here in the US, you can study one thing and end up working in a completely different field, or even start your own business. The opportunities here feel limitless, in my opinion. However, in Spain, most people stick to the career they study. Switching fields is not very common, which can make you feel stuck. Also, being self-employed in Spain is very difficult. Extremely high fees and bureaucratic hurdles. I don't know, in the US, it's much easier to start your own company or become self-employed, and the fees and requirements are lower and easier, which makes pursuing your dreams feel much more attainable. So guys, that is my list, the everyday things I still miss from Spain and the things that I truly love about life here in the US. And I have to say, living between two cultures can be bittersweet. It is very tough at times. It can feel very heavy. but it also means that you get the best of both worlds. So if you live far away from your home country, tell me in the comments what you miss the most and what you have fallen in love with where you're now. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and do not forget to watch my next video, the culture shocks. It explains a lot about my story, and I will see you on the next video. Adios.